everybody. The time is now 8:02 a.m. I'm sorry. And I call this special meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance by myself and invocation by Mr. Hernandez, followed by open forum public comment. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we ask you for guidance through these times. Please bless our students and our staff and our community. Please assist us in this endeavor so we can improve our school district. Please give us the wisdom. Please charity to all, malice to none. We ask all this through your Son, Jesus Christ, in his name.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Moving forward to open forum and public comment. Do we have anybody this night?
No one.
No one signed up, so moving on to the action agenda. A, business office, number one, consideration and approval, approving a resolution selecting BOKFNA as the district's calculation agent and paying agent for certain district bonds. Mrs. Vanessa?
Administration is recommending approval.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I have a motion? Or any discussion? I apologize.
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
Oh, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I have any discussion?
No, but regarding what?
Oh, the first item, number A1, consideration and approval, approving a resolution selecting BOKFNA as the district's calculation agent and paying agent for certain district bonds.
Is that Rusty or?
That's through Dusty went out and got the RFPs for us. Can you elaborate a little more on this, Mr. Rosen, please?
Good morning. Before you is the agenda item to select the calculation agent and paying agent. With the assistance of Mr. Dusty Trader, he found RFQs for us. There were two that were submitted, and he is recommending BOK Financial. BOK is also one of our agents on one of our bonds already, on the 2021 bond. And so we are asking for your approval this morning to select BOK Financial as our new paying agent. Our current agent will be resigning from the service itself on June the 15th. So we is really pertinent for us to select someone tonight, this morning, so that they can calculate our rate at the end of the month.
Ma'am, this is the individual or the entity that is actually getting out of the business of the bonds, or this is a totally different company?
This is a totally different company, yes.
So we're not pulling the money out, right?
No, no, sir. No, this is the one that calculates our rebate or our subsidy, the one that comes back to the district. Well, there's an IRS, a very specific IRS form that needs to be filled out, and this is the company that will do that for us.
So we have a recommendation. Were there any other questions? Now we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Any more discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion? I have a motion from Mr. Howell. Do I have a second? A second from Mr. Hernandez. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. The motion passes unanimously. Moving on to A2, discussion of possible action to approve a resolution to adopt the disaster payments of the April 28, 2023 storms. Mrs. Vanessa?
Administration is recommending approval.
We have a recommendation. Do we have any discussion?
I just have a couple of choice words on this. I think it's needed. Like I said before, those roads are not going to get improved. We have to invest in our facilities. By default, we're investing on the students and the staff. The bond didn't pass. That's why the bridge moving forward. But I've looked at this very carefully, and I think it's a win-win situation. I mean, I wish we still had 65 cents on the dollar that the state's gonna pay, and we're only gonna pay 35 cents on it. Where else are you gonna get that deal? But it is what it is, right? So, I'm gonna support this motion.
Okay. Did you want to elaborate any more on this, or?
Well, what I wanted to say is that, this will increase our M&O tax rate by 3 cents. And it will generate, some revenue for us so that we can, put back into our budget. I know that there is, repairs that are needed at roofs. We did also file a claim on this which we only received about $80,000 because of our deductible. And so I did speak with Mr. Herrera, and there are very much needed, repairs that need to be done to our roofs. And so, I hope that we are able to at least do part of it and repair some of those things that need to get done.
Absolutely. Well, we have a recommendation. Do you have any other questions?
I have a question, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, sir.
And so, Ms. Venecia, this is for you. So if we go ahead and pass this, that's for, and I agree with Mr. Hernandez. Many of these repairs that we're talking about, we were hoping to get through for the bond issue and get the state to pay for 65% of it. Like he says, it is what it is, we move on. Is there a list that administration has already, delineated, if we go ahead and make the motion, I'm sorry, if we go ahead and approve this tax rate increase, has there already been something delineated or specified as to how the monies are going to be spent?
Yes, actually, Mr. Herrera has turned something in already.
That's basically the priorities, Ms. Venecia?
Yes.
I guess since we're on the subject, I just wanted to say that if we don't fix the roofs, we're paying for roof exclusions. So in order to, if we fix the roofs, we're gonna save money, on the long run, on the insurance. We'll remove those roof exclusion, surcharges. So, yeah, it's definitely something we have to do.
I have a quick question on this one. Thank you, Mr. Aldo. We do this question here. So Daniela, this was specifically designed just for the roofs, correct? We can't take those fundings and go, I don't know, some other project or something.
My understanding is earmarked for the specific disaster declared, in April, and that was declared by the governor.
Okay.
I think it's M&O.
I guess it means like, once we start tearing up the roofs, there could be additional damage, mold, stuff of that nature. Would we be able to use it for that as well?
I would assume, sir, if it has directly to do with repairs that, from the disaster declaration, you would be able to use it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason I brought up that question so that the taxpayer is actually watching the videos. I just want to make sure they understand that it's going to go straight to the roof and nothing else.
And I just want to add something to what Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Rodriguez and especially what Mr. Howell said. When we fix a roof, it's not, if we fix a roof, it's not if, it's when we fix a roof. It's about keeping our students, it's about keeping our staff safe, and they are needed. And I agree, Mr. Rodriguez, we move forward, and we're continuously trying to find ways to keep our district operating. Thank you.
If I may just add one other thing, I just want to say that the figures that were included in your packet are very preliminary, and there's a lot of things that might change the funding. It should be around whatever it generates for those 3 cents. But a lot of things that affect it would be if we change our ADA, if we budget for an ADA less than what I already put in there. Right now, our current ADA is at $37.65. So if we budget slightly less than that, then that'll fluctuate the amount that we receive. Our property values are still in preliminary stage; they have not been certified, so that also will affect it if we have a lot of protests and those are approved. And so depending on the property values, if they end up going slightly higher or slightly lower, that might change the funding a little bit. And then our percentage in tax collections, we were at 95% this current year. It looks like we're coming in around 93%, so that affects it as well. And then any changes to our foundation school program funding, which would be our EDA and IFA, that was slightly affected too. So there's several factors that prevent me from giving you a precise number. And so until we have all of those in place, then I'll be able to give you a better estimate of those amounts.
Well, since you brought it up, when you say, preliminary, does that include like the estimates that we have, like to repair the roofs?
No, this is,
Okay.
this is the estimates of how much, those three pennies will generate in funding.
And the estimates on the roof themselves, who did those?
Mr. Eda,
Like eyeball, or did he get somebody to come in, or?
I believe he did, some of them were part of the adjuster's work that was done when we had the storms, the insurance adjuster that came in and did some of the work. I think he's using some of that, information as well.
Okay, if you don't mind, just kind of double check, because, cost of labor and material
Absolutely.
here in the last year have really skyrocketed, so if he gave us preliminaries last year, might be off.
Yes,
quite a bit.
absolutely. We can get an updated estimate.
We also had some, as we were discussing with the bond, we had some figures there.
Yes.
So we can always.
Absolutely. Use those as well.
I have a question on the actual tax rate, the proposed tax rate is 1.1469, am I correct on that discussion?
Yes, sir. I had also included under the INS part, I was gonna propose a 2-cent increase on the INS side, simply because this year our current budget, we budgeted a deficit for our INS fund of about 140,000. So I was doing some research and I got an email this morning from TA, or actually Ms. Romero's, and she indicated that we have an excess of unequalized taxes, like an excess of tax revenue, and so we haven't been red flagged from TA because we have a deficit, because we have those excess revenues, but we currently do have a deficit in our INS right now. At the end of the year, we are estimated to be short about 140,000. So I was going to propose a 2-cent increase on the INS side so that we could generate enough to pay our debt payment, because we are short. Now, I did also find that for next year's INS payment, it will go down slightly. And so instead of it being like 4.5 million, it's gonna be about 3.8, 3.9 million. And so we'll have a very slight cushion to help us offset. But for this year, we will end up with a slight deficit in our INS fund.
Were you at the, insurance committee meeting by any chance?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so, as we spoke, on those funds that are headed our way, can we use that to help cover that?
We can, but we are supposed to generate enough, our bonds are unlimited tax bonds, which allow us to increase in order to meet that debt obligation. And so, I was going to propose those 2 cents, but it looks like we may not need to. And so, that would be something that, we can discuss further and decide whether we want to do that or not.
Well, I would think so, but.
How many more months do we have this, ma'am, on the, thank you. It's for the audience.
I understand, I just.
Yeah, no, that's fine, so everybody's here, we still have, 2 or 3 months for the official budget.
Yes, we need to decide by the end of August when we.
Okay, so we still have that flexibility.
Yes, yes, I just brought this in so you could see, the increase in the rate.
Thank you.
So technically, it's a 5-cent increase overall,
It would be a 5-cent increase overall, yes.
three disaster pennies and 2 for the, INS.
Yes, sir.
The INS has gone from 0.34 to 0.36. But
Yes.
Any more points, Mr. Hernandez? No, you're good. Anybody else have any other comments, questions?
I guess the thinking is, might as well take advantage of what's coming to us, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so leave that alone, take advantage of what's coming in. I get it, okay.
Okay, we have a recommendation, and anyone else good with the questions? We have a recommendation, to approve, do I have a motion? A motion from Mr. Howell, do I have a second? Second from Mr. Martinez, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to number 3, discussion of possible action on order calling for a school board election to be held on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, for places 5, 6, and 7. Mrs. Valencia.
Administration is recommending approval.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I have any discussion?
Is that how the same day as the presidential?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Y'all get lots of votes. Lots of voters going out there.
Good luck.
We have a recommendation. Any more discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion? A motion from Mr. Howell. Second from Mr. Hernandez. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the same sign? The motion passes unanimously. Executive session, and during the course of the meeting, discussion of any item on the agenda should be held. In a closed meeting, the board will conduct a closed meeting in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, subchapters D and E. The board may consult with legal counsel on matters discussed in executive session pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, A, personnel, pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, and attorney consultation pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. 1, resignations, terminations, reappointments, evaluations, reassignments, duties, and discipline of professional, paraprofessional, and non-contract employees, teacher substitutes and substitutes for maintenance, transportation, and cafeteria department. And B, discussion and private consultation with the attorney regarding pending or contemplated litigation, settlement matters, and or matters where the professional duty under the state board requires private consultation with the school attorney. The time is now 8:19 in this board in the executive session.